Howdy, y'all. It's Trent Knox. This is a podcast that will likely get archived in the future. Basically, I'm recording on my iPhone as I study for my MBA at Western Governors University. The reason why I want to record the podcast in this way is because it's going to be slightly convenient to publish these episodes to the podcast RSS. But what I'm going through right now is the process of reading the study material for the MBA, as well as balancing the work as a consultant for the companies that I am getting referral commissions from, as well as providing a comprehensive advising and consulting and coaching for the creator economy. What I like to do most during the day is just check over my brand identity on LinkedIn and look over ways that I can improve the various different aspects of the LinkedIn presentation when either new clients or new companies or just people who are looking for information about the creator economy reach out to me. And I just want to make sure that it's up to date and that there isn't any information that's maybe new to what I do and that I should update it and provide people with a little bit more context and clarity around the work that I do. And right now, as I kind of scroll through my LinkedIn profile, I don't see anything particular that I'd like to update, but I do want to go ahead and figure out a piece of content that I can publish that I feel has value that can add to my connections and my network. So, for context, we're recording on June 14th of 2023, and I recently signed an agreement with Inverse.app. It's a company founded by a good friend of mine, Peter Perez, and others. And Peter came to me. He and I established a relationship through a few years back at DreamHack and a few different other esports activations and companies we've worked together. He came to me asking about where I was in my journey and if he were to present an offer to me, would it be of my interest? And he did. He presented an offer to sign an agreement with Inverse in a referral commission role where I would be working with onboarding new clientele of the Inverse.app platform, as well as promoting an event that's upcoming in September 26th to the 28th, the Career and Tech Expo, which will be on the platform. And so I published some posts around the events, did some blogging, etc., etc. And just for context, that event is going to be a 72-hour event. Um, the attendance is usually 5,000 to 10,000 over the course of that period. Um, the average duration of each attendance is 45 minutes, and there's usually about 250 to 300 active participants in the virtual world. So I should probably give a little bit of context as to what Inverse is. Inverse is a web-based and application-based desktop program that is designed for mostly business application for virtual conferences, festivals, any sort of one-off event. Of course, you can create an environment where you can reutilize the space that you design in tandem with the Inverse.app development team. And it's similar to what you would experience in any sort of third-person virtual world like Grand Theft Auto or Roblox or Fortnite. It's sort of like a top-down avatar world where you can explore and find different little mini games and different environmental engagements, and it's also social, so you can obviously have multiple people in the instance, and they can communicate over video and voice and text. And it's just a great platform for social engagement and being able to offset the costs for in-person events, the technological challenges that face in-person events, and even the virtual events where it doesn't feel as engaging as a physical event. Sometimes we do Zooms or we do Google Meets or go to webinars, and it just doesn't feel personal as it is in a virtual world where you're also engaging with someone who is, moving their avatar around, maybe dancing, maybe, yeah, like making animations um, of emojis. It's like a variety of different ways to express yourself differently in virtual worlds. Um, I talk a lot about VR chat and um, Grand Theft Auto, and more recently the new Street Fighter game, which allows you to customize your avatar and represent yourself and express yourself in a way that's most real to you, like the way that you see yourself and you identify yourself in a virtual world. And sometimes that's more closely related to your personal identity, or sometimes you want to kind of just have fun with creating that avatar and whatnot. I should mention that in the Inverse world, it is a Web3 application primarily on the Polygon network or Matic network, with the opportunity to have NFTs and for brands and influencers and content creators all to have their sort of own brand identity and express that with their followers themselves and their clients. So it's a really great opportunity to work with Inverse.app and see what the future holds for this virtual environment. I don't want to call it a game, even though there's a lot of gamification to it. It's really primarily focused on creating a virtual environment for events. And there is an aspect to, being available to community for people to come and just relax and chat like VR chat, but it doesn't have that VR capability, and so there's a little bit of a limitation when it comes to that regards. But in the future, there's always opportunity for new technology to be integrated into something like inverse.app. And you can actually learn more about inverse.app if you go to https://www.trentknox.com/inverse, and that's INVERSE. And you'll be able to kind of see what we have upcoming as far as that event goes. And yeah, any details that you would like to hear more about the inverse community, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll show you a demo, or we'll speak with Peter, one of the co-founders, like I mentioned, or we'll just chop it up and talk about virtual worlds. I'd say the other big one right now for me is the relationship that I have with Tipalti. Tipalti and I have been able to kind of figure out a rhythm to sourcing new leads, putting them through the process of marketing and getting them knowledgeable about Tipalti as a brand and the services that they provide. It's been an up and down process. I think, with the relationship is the way it started, with me providing industry insight into the gaming and esports space. That's kind of changed in a lot of ways. I initially was more engaged, I think, with gaming and esports, and I think that now I'm more engaged with the creator economy. And the creator economy comes with less of entertainment and presentation to more the infrastructure and technology that is behind monetization of content on the various different platforms. It's not exclusive to maybe, let's say, Twitch or YouTube or Twitter. And so what I'm really doing now is trying to explore entrepreneurs, founders, emerging technology that is servicing different components of the creator economy. And really, a big component of the business that I'm doing now is that corporate networking component. And it's meeting these key opinion leaders and decision makers at different organizations and thinking out of the box to say, hey, I know somebody that will be a great introduction to you. Let me check and see if you're already connected with them on LinkedIn. And if there's no representation maybe of the individual who represents a corporation at Corporation A, but there's representation of the person who represents at Corporation B, we can then move that to email or some other communication channel to talk about ways that they can form a partnership, or maybe there's just an opportunity for them to share their network. And there's sometimes a referral fee or some consulting fee, or there's some way for me to offer value in exchange for that relationship that's being built through that corporate networking.
Howdy, creative entrepreneurs. Before we continue with today's episode, I have an exciting announcement for you. This podcast is made possible by our amazing sponsors, and today I want to introduce you to a game-changing solution for your payables process. I'm Trent Knox, your trusted host and creator economy consultant. I'm here to help you level up your financial game. Are you tired of drowning in invoices and spending hours of manual paperwork? Well, I've got just a solution for you. Introducing Tipalti. That's Tipalti, the industry-leading payable solution that's transforming the way creative entrepreneurs like you manage their finances. With Tipalti, not only can you streamline your payables process and automate invoicing, but they also take care of the complex task of collecting the correct VAT and tax documents from all your contractors and employees. That's right. Tipalti's onboarding process ensures that you stay compliant with VAT and tax regulations, saving you time and effort so you can focus on what you love the most, creating incredible content, honing your skills, and growing your creative business. But that's not all. As your trusted consultant, I've partnered with Tipalti to ensure you receive the best support and guidance along the way. Craig Gonzalez, Tipalti's Alliance Manager, and I have handpicked the solution specifically with creative entrepreneurs in mind. So here's what you need to do. Visit TrentKnox.com/TIPALTI right now for more information. That's right, TrentKnox.com/Tipalti. Let me emphasize it again, TrentKnox.com/TIPALTI. There you'll find exclusive resources, testimonials, and a direct link to connect with Tipalti team. Remember, your success as a creative entrepreneur depends on leveraging the right tools and partnerships. With Tipalti by your side, you'll have more time and energy to focus on what matters most, nurturing your creative vision, growing your business, and staying compliant with VAT and tax regulations. All right, creative entrepreneurs, let's take a moment to visit TrentKnox.com/TIPALTI. That's TrentKnox.com/Tipalti. Explore the possibilities, streamline your payables process, and ensure compliance with VAT and tax regulations. We'll be right back with more insights, tips, and expert advice on navigating the exciting world of the creator economy. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. We hope you took the time to visit TrentKnox.com/Tipalti to learn more about Tipalti can transform your payables process and simplify VAT and tax compliance. Now let's dive right back into the episode.
And that kind of goes into the consulting component of what I do, because that consulting component is thinking outside of the box, coming up with unique ideas that maybe like Representative Corporation A just doesn't have the perspective, because maybe they're not boots on the ground, or they're not an individual representing themselves in these arenas of events and festivals and conferences. They are representing a larger brand, and so maybe they're just having difficulty for that stream of information reaching them. Actually, what's interesting about what I'm talking about right now is I'm also reading a Harvard Business Journal, a Harvard Business Review Manager's Job PDF for my Master's of Business Administration course. And what they're talking about is that people in managerial positions are often like, everything seems to be consistently in chaos, but for them it's in order, in the sense that when you know, you know. So there are all these different things happening that are specific jargon or specific duties to a particular industry in a particular role, and these managers are juggling to keep the balls in the air. And when a ball drops, their role, one of their big roles, is crisis management and filling in for when those things go wrong. The study kind of shows that in a lot of cases, like the traditional or like the proper terminology for managers is that they are uh, they're the control mechanism for the different pieces within a business, whether that be staff, equipment, uh, supplies, etc., and just kind of making sure that everything runs smoothly. But in the study, they're saying that managers tend to get a lot more hands-on because of the complications of everything kind of happens in the moment. There's not a lot of foresight or opportunity to kind of plan because it's just everything is moving so fastly. And you just kind of have to go with the flow and roll with the punches in order to be a manager. Not even a successful one or a good one or a bad one, but just to be in the managerial position, you have to kind of be ready for anything that comes your way. And that can make or break a business based on, the level of um, overwhelming nature of chaos and order. And the more that managers have to deal with things, the harder it can become um, to get the job done. And so, just working on on learning different aspects of this process and how scholars and people think about these things, because of course we all think about, you know, what it means to work, what it means to get the job done, what it means to be successful. But how will the studies show, and is there anything unique to the perspective that studies show about the analysis and observation of a multitude of individuals in positions of authority, like manufacturing managers, education, technology, different industries, and seeing what similarities and what differences they have in their responsibilities and in what they're able to do as far as actions and performance goes. So, I I find it difficult right now to keep focused on the school, because the school is the education, it is the theory, it is the growth. As far as an individual goes, there's obviously growth in experience as well. So that's where I think I'm struggling, because I'm kind of in a position where I have to balance continuing my self-employment while also going to school full time. I'm just consistently trying to elevate my brand to the next level. I'd say that right now I'm not at rock bottom when it comes to my brand. But I'm not definitely not, you know, I'm definitely not above the middle ground. I'm below ground when it comes to uh this this whole process, really struggling in my like opinion and perspective of what I've got going on. I'm I'm noticing now that like I barely even I can barely even keep track of all the different software that I'm using as a student, as an entrepreneur, and just as a individual. Because yeah, I completely forgot to mention the personal life component of this journey that I'm on. The school, it's weird how these things pull and how they detract and how they uh attract or contract, I should say. How do they, you know, uh detract and contract? Okay, hold on. Yeah, both how they pull things in and pull things out. So the choice to go to school seemed personal. The results from the school seem professional, you know, right? And so it's a struggle because you don't see the results of going to school until after you've obtained the education, certification, the degree. At that point, do you see the results of what you learned? But while you're going through it, it seems very selfish and it seems uh, conceited and personal to such a nature because it's just that, like it's the gamble that what you're learning and what you're going through will have a monetary value in the end. For those who are not concerned about finance or just like money doesn't mean anything to them, like, okay, so maybe at the end of the day you have a better understanding, but I don't come from that background. I'm still trying to get my finances in order. I'm trying to get to the level at which, that financial freedom, the generational wealth, the component of being able to basically afford whatever and whenever you make a decision to have something, whether that be a need, a want, uh, or the philanthropic or uh, generous nature of giving to others. Because basically, our whole purpose as individuals who are looking to be professional, looking to make money, who are in the workforce, is so that you can improve your way of life, your you know by going up in the socioeconomic hierarchy and um, going up a tax bracket, being able to afford to live a higher life of luxury. All and that's the motivation and mission of a lot of people who are trying to do better financially in their lives. The problem ends up being is that people tend to overthink or be in emotional states when it comes to this, and then they over emphasize their personal life, whether that be like socializing too much or spending too much money on video games or doing things that are not um, intuitive to growing their professional and financial and career lives. So that's why you choose to go to school. So I talk myself through the process and why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I chose to take that next step. I'm really surprised that I was able to uh, be in this position. It is a fortunate position, being able to learn and whatnot. I'm able to do that because I'm I'm in a situation where my parents have grown in their um, socioeconomic status from entry level positions to, and it's not fair to it's like unfair, not unfair. I don't know what the right term words for this, but I'm just going to try to explain it the best that I can. Going from entry level to managerial to executive to chairman to investor to et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people are on this in this space or spectrum of things, starting from various different positions within the space or spectrum, etc. You know, the linear nature of it, like I think a lot of people who grow up white collar or blue collar or even, you know, poor experience is this sort of linear trajectory as far as their changes in lifestyle.
Hey there, my fellow creators, entrepreneurs, and brand enthusiasts. Trent Knox here, your go-to guy for all things creator economy. And boy, do I have some exciting news for you. If you're looking to take your monetization game to the next level, then listen up, because Genius Link is about to blow your mind. Now let's dive into the amazing features of Genius Link. For affiliates, it's time to cash in on international traffic and boost your commission by up to 200%. Picture that, my friends. Genius Link's automatic affiliation and intelligent tracking ensure you never lose a commission again. It's a game changer. And content creators, listen up. Say goodbye to manual link localization and affiliation. With Genius Link, your content will shine brighter than ever as it automatically localizes and affiliates your links. Save time and earn higher commissions. It's a win-win. Authors, are you ready to increase sales of your books? Genius Link has got your back with localized links or the option to let your readers choose where to buy. You'll maximize your book's reach and make sure you get credit for every sale. But wait, there's more. Genius Link isn't just for affiliates, content creators, and authors. It's also perfect for YouTubers, labels/studios, and publishers, social media marketers, and retailers. No matter your niche, Genius Link has the tools and features to supercharge your monetization strategy. With Genius Link, you can optimize every single click and improve conversions like never before. Dynamic link destinations, retargeting options, automatic product localization, choice pages, A/B testing, and robust link management features are all at your fingertips. Customization is key, and Genius Link allows you to personalize your intelligent links for better user experience and conversions. Brand your links with your own domain, use vast vanity URLs, and gain comprehensive insights into your audience and campaigns. But don't just take my word for it. Head over to TrentKnox.com/GENIUSLINK to discover the power of Genius Link for yourself. That's TrentKnox.com/GeniusLink. Take action and maximize your monetization potential today.
Right. So you start off entry level, mopping floors, cutting grass, cutting hair, etc., etc. Very service oriented, entry level, minimum wage or below minimum wage opportunities. And then you gradually go up the ladder, but sometimes it feels out of position or out of whack because certain roles, even though they don't provide the same level of service or the same level of value, tend to have higher payment. You know, there's no equation that maps exactly what value are ultimately in life. So an entry level position, maybe like a Facebook, is vastly different than an entry level position waiting tables or bartending. Maybe there's a thing to say about the scale of which the impact is of the parent business on a larger scale versus a chain restaurant like a Chili's or something like that. But that give and take, is it valued based off of what the stock market says? I don't know. Does an entry level position working for LVMH, like a Louis Vuitton as a sales executive, does that insinuate that an individual makes more money across the board? I don't know. I do know that if you're not making very much money working as a sales associate at Gucci in the outlet mall, you might be making more money as a Gucci sales associate at a flagship store maybe in New York, but then you're looking at the cost of living. So what does it cost to even live that lifestyle? Would your lifestyle be better if you lived in a more economically friendly to your income area? That's the question. But then again, you can't have that opportunity as a sales associate in New York, working 40 hours a week, and live in a place that is significantly different. Like if you're working in downtown New York, it's not like you can easily live in like upstate New York and travel in and out of work and make a decent wage. Like it doesn't compute. And so maybe you live in the city, but you live in an area that's less appealing. And I'm just basically using New York as a example, but I've never been to New York. I'm just, from an outsider's perspective, hypothesizing and theorizing about what it's like to live in New York on what potentially could be a livable wage if you were working for a high-end fashion retailer. Now, just juxtapose that to the regular everyday person who lives in New York and needs to work for JCPenney's or something like that. Like they're barely making ends meet. Anyway, going back to my parents. My parents have done that, been there, done that, whether it be military, education, service industry, etc., etc. And now they afforded themselves through incentives and other different things, of course, to buy property and live somewhat of a lifestyle. Not ridiculously rural, of course, because they're we are not, while we come from a, while my mom's side of the family comes from a livestock background. Livestock was never really the primary business that they were in. Uh, as my grandfather grew up, he was probably more livestock oriented, but he chose to go down the educational route and essentially became more of an administrator for a, a technological tech school, you know. Uh, and unfortunately, because of the climate and the economics of the of the current time, that didn't really create generational wealth. Um, and in fact, my grandparents um barely cover their retirement. They're living paycheck to paycheck um on their retirement. What is it called? What's the word I'm looking for? They're what's the word that I'm looking for? Not their stipend, their 401k, no, pensions. They're living off of their pensions. Well, my grandmother differently. She didn't really have a pension. She had stock options in a company. But anyway, my grandparents are not together. They've not been together for a long time. My grandfather on my mom's side is with a younger woman, um, which sounds interesting when you say that, but not like a younger woman of 14 years younger. Now she's also elderly and et cetera, et cetera. Challenges interesting that they face. Um, the she my grandmother on my mom or my grandfather's remarried wife, she actually studied business and she's a master's in business and she's also in education. Um and all in all, as far as exponential growth goes, I wouldn't say at any point in time I've experienced my family rapidly move up in socioeconomic space. There's not really a lot of difference between lower middle class and upper middle class. You know, and just middle class in general. I'd say we're in the middle class to lower middle class. I'll probably say lower middle class because the ability to acquire new resources or invest more in the stock market or invest more in property on a regular basis, you know, we are under the purchasing power to afford more commodities. Like, for instance, I would say the upper middle class could easily buy an entry level Tesla, one entry level Tesla per year. They could buy a Vision Pro, the new smartphones, the latest television, etc. Their budget would afford that. And between their income, credit, the ability to leverage assets, their investments, etc., they'd be able to purchase commodities, things to improve their right to travel, their ability to entertain themselves, their functional aspects of personal life that are quintessential to their professional life, whether that be education or infrastructure, logistics, etc. And what that means is that while I see my family kind of like going up, I'm stuck at lower class because I have an inconsistency in wealth building. And a lot of it has to do with engaging with people who are in realistically at the same status, and almost a lot of the times either unfortunately being robbed or lost, or just straight, which is like completely ignorant of the ways to build wealth. And I would say ignorant of the ways, more along the lines of the inability to execute and build that wealth. Whether it be not having the underlying capital to build the packaging around the service or product in order to develop the brand to a level at which customers, clients, and referrals are purchasing the things that I have to offer, or be it that I haven't been in the right rooms with the right people at the right time to get a level of job security, a level of income that equates to a luxury lifestyle or even a livable wage. And so I've been a fighter. I've been the person that's scrapping to try and get the capital, and nothing has ever really clicked on a big scale. Like, I've never 100x or 1000x or 10,000x a dollar. You know, with it being my last dollar. Like, my last dollar has never been 1000x, right? And just this holding on for dear life reality that happens from time to time. And I know some of you who are listening are going through something similar. You know, we're holding on for dear life because nothing feels like it's going to break through and be able to permit you and give you the things you need, and whether it be through God or uh, through happenstance or whatever the case may be, what that is that pushes you through so you can buy the house that you need to have, buy the car, buy the lifestyle, just be able to just get over in life and stop being the loser every single day where you're just struggling to find the resources you need to feed yourself, to clothe yourself, to do for yourself, and be over as far as profit, be over, not accumulating more debt than you have capital.
Hey there, fellow creatives and business moguls. It's your main man, Trent Knox, the creator economy consultant you know and trust, back with an exciting offer. Now I want to talk to you about a game-changing tool that will skyrocket your brand presence and take your content creation to the next level. That tool is none other than StreamYard. Are you tired of struggling with clunky, unreliable streaming software that doesn't cut it? Well, my friends, StreamYard is the answer to all your live streaming prayers. Whether you're a content creator, a social media manager, or a business looking to connect with your audience, StreamYard is the secret weapon you need to add to your arsenal. With StreamYard, you can effortlessly create professional-looking live streams that will blow your competition out of the water. Trust me, I've used it myself, and the results are mind-blowing. The interface is sleek and intuitive, and is packed with powerful features that'll make you wonder how you ever survived without it. Picture this: you're hosting a virtual event for your brand, and you want it to be flawless. With StreamYard, you can invite guests, share screens, and even stream directly to multiple platforms simultaneously. Yes, you heard that right, multiple platforms. Your reach will skyrocket, and your audience will be left in awe. And let's not forget about the branding possibilities, my friends. StreamYard allows you to customize your streams with your brand's logo, colors, and overlays, ensuring that your content stands out from the crowd. Oh, and did I mention the interactive features? You can engage with your viewers through live comments, polls, and even guest call-ins. It's an interactive extravaganza. But wait, there's more. StreamYard is constantly evolving and adding new features to keep you at the forefront of the creator economy. They've got your back with exceptional customer support and vibrant community that'll inspire and empower you every step of the way. So, whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, StreamYard is the ultimate tool that will catapult your live streaming game to new heights. Don't waste another moment with mediocre software. Upgrade to StreamYard today and unlock the full potential. Head on over to my website, trentknox.com/StreamYard. That's trentknox.com/StreamYard to start your free trial now. That's trentknox.com/StreamYard. Remember, my friends, your content deserves the best, and StreamYard is here to make it happen. This is Trent Knox signing off, reminding you to stay creative, stay passionate, and keep rocking the creator economy.
And what does it take to do that? What does it take for someone to rubber stamp you and get you to just a position where you're being paid upwards of $1 million a year to afford you the ability to live in a house that isn't getting dilapidated every year? Because these houses, the housing market is like for basic house that you can have a family in, have a wife or a significant other partner, and some kids and some pets, bare minimum $450,000 in a good neighborhood with a good school, just a good house. Right now, if you look, 450,000 minimum. And every year you make a little bit more money maybe on the house as far as equity goes. And then you mortgage it, and then you're in a position where you got some debt now. And in thinking of that, then you have to go buy another house in order to move up the socioeconomic ladder. Because of course, if people see you, if your house is not being painted, not washed, not looking up and pristine, they're going to start looking down on you, and you're going to start going down the socioeconomic ladder. If you can't afford to keep up with the Joneses, you're going to end up being a bum. Unless you have the family support, and that your family's also struggling not to be bums. Or you have a friend group of people who aren't going to, who have like a deep understanding of the importance of other human beings and care about other human beings, and don't treat you like you're a scum of the earth, a piece of junk that could be easily thrown away into the garbage. Everyone that is thinking about these things is concerned about their mental health. How can we be happy? How can we stay in a positive mindset when there is an overwhelming sense of insecurity, negativity, depression, other people's live decisions being forced onto you through propaganda and through extreme social initiatives by corporations that negatively impact the lifestyle that you as an individual would like to live outside of this compliance aspect of everything being controlled by the governance of social engagements and what may or may not be right and wrong. The things that are being proponented that are wrong because they have a financial interest in compliance and subordination of what they say, what do they call it? They call it the is what it is. It is what it is. What is it called? It's the status quo. That's what it is. And how does an individual break through in the status quo? How do you overcome all the adversity, all the things that are negatively positioned against you to succeed beyond your wildest dreams. How do you do that at the minimum cost? How do you do that from nothing, from absolutely nothing? When you have zero capital, you have negative equity, you have absolutely nothing. Your credit is just completely dog shit. You have bankruptcy. You have charge-offs. You have nothing, because every single time you tried to do something, the system took 2 times as much as you did. For every effort that you made, the system adjusted for your success to not be possible. And that's why you have to do things outside of the box. Whether you had a bankruptcy, a charge off, a criminal record, you had a foreclosure, an eviction, you messed up at work and you got fired for a horrendous thing that you did, whether it be sexual harassment, drinking on the job, operator failure, whatever the case may be, that you're at negative value, less than zero, you have to do something that is not systemic. You can't get a loan. You can't buy and sell commodities that are everyday use. You have to come up with an idea that is so original that no one has ever thought about that idea, and implement it in a way that you can siphon off of the system. You can leach into the system and pull resources into a new system. Whether that be, well, at this point, crypto is not that. Crypto is a component of the system, because the system has realized the gains that crypto had to offer, because the comprehension of the value of crypto is understood by the institutions, and is understood by the system. Those who have wealth beyond imagine, where dollars are pennies, they don't mean a single thing. They're insignificant. They dictate the market. They dictate whether or not you, the number that you are, your social security, your date of birth, your phone number, your commodity, you as an individual, what you do, they control you. They are able, and it's not necessarily on an individual level, but what they're able to do is control enough of the localization of a system, whether that be your electric grid, your all the necessities and needs of society. They can instantly click it and turn it off. They have control over all of the components of your everyday lifestyle. They are the ones who determine whether you have or you have not. And those individuals, those people, do not present themselves often for you to engage with them in order for you to plead your case as to why you don't deserve to suffer. Some people get lucky, they get into an algorithm, and everything they do, whether it be good or bad, or just nothing, they get massive attention, they get massive wealth, and it's just because they're in some sort of container in life. Their lottery ticket, their ticket has just been pulled. It gets pulled every day, all the time. Call that luck, or just call that's what happens with their number. They don't even have to play the game. Don't. Because they just get. And it's just, and they post on Twitter, they post on Facebook. It doesn't matter where they post. They just win every time. Some people have that. Others have to really, really, really work for it. They have to be in the right place at the right time with the right opportunity presented in front of them to just get through. It's just, what are you doing to put yourself in that position? What are you doing to see the opportunity in order to actualize the opportunity? And I'm going to wrap it up right here. There's so much more to talk about. There's so much opportunity out there. Just making it work, getting the traffic, getting the attention, getting through to people is the challenge. Every day we do our best to do that. Keep going, keep working hard. Again, it's Trent Knox. Follow me on all social media at Trent Knox or at Trent Knox TV. Get at me on email, trent@trentknox.com. I hope that you enjoyed this podcast. Again, these episodes might get archived in the future. Whatever the case may be. Stay vigilant. Work hard. rise up.
Hey there, fellow entrepreneurs and business leaders. Trent Knox here with an exciting opportunity you don't want to miss. Are you looking to take your hiring efforts to the next level and connect with top talent in the tech industry? Well, I've got just a solution for you. The Inverse Career Tech Expo. Mark your calendars for the most anticipated virtual event of the year. The Inverse Career Tech Expo will take place on September 26th through 28th and January 9th through 11th, spanning a total of 72 action-packed hours with an expected attendance count of 5,000 to 10,000. You'll have the opportunity to network with a global audience and make meaningful connections. Picture this, an average attendee duration of 45 minutes, ensuring you have an ample time to engage and interact with potential candidates, plus an average number of active attendees ranging from 250 to 350. You'll have the chance to showcase your products and services to a highly targeted audience. But wait, there's more. By becoming a sponsor at the Inverse Career and Tech Expo, you'll gain access to unique virtual experience, immerse yourself in panel discussions, presentations by Web3 projects, and insights from industry experts. This is your chance to stand out, attract quality candidates, and elevate your brand. Ready to seize the opportunity? Head over to trentknox.com/INVERSE right now to learn more. That's trentknox.com/inverse. I'll repeat it again, trentknox.com/INVERSE. And one more time for emphasis, trentknox.com/inverse. Take action today and secure your spot at the Inverse Career and Tech Expo. Remember, trentknox.com/inverse is your gateway to unlocking a world of talent. Visit trentknox.com/inverse and let's revolutionize your hiring process together.